The accusation cut through them all like a blade. That's the man who took my child. My chest froze and my son's small hand gripped mine tighter, as if he could anchor both of us through the sudden storm. Security scrambled awkwardly, a guard fumbling for his radio while the crowd turned, curious eyes tracking the unfolding scene. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder, closer. A patrol car rolled to a stop, and a female officer stepped out. Her gaze swept the area then landed on me. Recognition sparked in her eyes, but it quickly hardened into professionalism. Then, without hesitation, she shifted her attention to my former wife. "Mrs. Callahan," the officer said, her tone icy and controlled, "we need to speak privately." The smug confidence that had always clung to Emma vanished instantly, replaced by a flicker of fear. 6 years earlier, I had believed I had built a life worth fighting for. Emma and I had been married for 7 years, having met in college. We had endured struggles together, carving out a modest design firm from scratch. Her laughter, her attentive gestures, the casual brush of her fingers in public, it all felt genuine. We had no children, she insisted it wasn't the right time and I never pushed. To outsiders we were a solid, enviable couple. But behind closed doors, cracks had begun to appear. Her complaints about my ambition or lack thereof were small barbs I initially ignored. Then the divorce papers arrived, coldly delivered with a smirk that still haunts me. In court, she sought not just financial gain but humiliation, even questioning my manhood. My lawyer whispered a warning and the world seemed to tilt. Afterward, rumors spread quickly. Friends drifted away, clients hesitated, and I relocated to a new city, burying myself in work while a quiet suspicion lingered. A mutual acquaintance eventually confirmed what I had long feared. Emma had remarried within 6 months, to a wealthy older man, and already had a young son. The numbers didn't add up. My attorney's heavy sigh confirmed it. She had deceived me. At first I let it go, or pretended to, but a simmering fire burned inside me. I watched from a distance, noting her public quarrels with her new husband, the reckless spending, the subtle manipulations. Each year on the same date I wrote a single line in my journal, "Not yet." Then 2 years after our divorce, an unmarked envelope appeared at my office. Inside were photographs of Emma, visibly pregnant during our marriage, with undeniable timestamps. A handwritten note read simply, "DNA doesn't lie." My hand shook. This was no mere betrayal, it was deliberate devastation. She had mocked me in court while carrying another man's child. I dug deeper. Her new husband had been financing her lifestyle before our split, unaware of the truth about their son. This wasn't love, it was calculated manipulation. I realized I didn't need to act immediately. People like Emma collapse under the weight of their own lies. My task was to prepare the stage. I rebuilt my life with deliberate purpose, securing high-profile clients, engaging in community initiatives, and joining local boards. I formed alliances with city officials, law enforcement, and business leaders. Fate, or perhaps Providence, introduced me to Claire, a woman of integrity and warmth. We fell in love deeply, married within 2 years, and welcomed our own son a year later. This was a family rooted in honesty and trust. Emma never reached out, likely assuming I was still wounded, still vulnerable. But life has a way of coming full circle. 6 years after the divorce, I was walking through the mall with my son, laughing as he gazed at a toy store display. Then her voice cut sharply through the air behind me. She froze when she saw him. His hair, his eyes unmistakably mine. Her husband, confused, followed her gaze as her face drained of color. Emma lunged for her phone, dialing 911 with a frantic cry. "That's my son. He's been taken." I stood firm, the groundwork laid long ago anchoring me in calm certainty. Sirens echoed as the crowd swelled. My son clung to me, fear in his eyes. Officer Claire Callahan emerged from the patrol car, composed, scanning the situation before turning her steely gaze on Emma. "Mrs. Callahan," she said, her tone cutting, "are you accusing this man of kidnapping?" Emma faltered. "Why yes, that boy, he's mine." Claire's voice was sharp, commanding attention. "That boy is your son?" She didn't waver. "Making a false report is a crime. Defamation carries consequences. Do you wish to proceed?" Emma's lips quivered. I didn't realize." My voice, calm and measured, cut through the murmurs. "You knew exactly what you were doing, just as you did in court." Her husband's eyes darted between us, confusion and dawning realization crossing his face. Claire handed him a folder filled with photos, financial records, and timelines, each piece unraveling the web Emma had spun. He stared in disbelief as the truth became undeniable. Emma reached for him but he stepped back. Mall security, under Claire's guidance, led her away. The woman who had once held my life in her hands now became a cautionary tale in full view. After filing the police report, Claire and I took our son for ice cream. We didn't speak of Emma. There was no need. Her deceit had collapsed, leaving her to face scrutiny from her husband, the law, and the community she had tried to manipulate. I didn't feel triumph. I felt liberation. Years of betrayal weighed me down, but now it was gone. True revenge, I realized, isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, methodical, and unrelenting. It's the silence that follows, the stillness in which the deceiver hears only the echo of their own ruin. And in that echo, they find nothing but the collapse of their carefully constructed lies. I walked home with my family, free, whole, and unburdened, leaving behind the shadow of betrayal that had once threatened to consume me.